to Need for Speed. I am very excited because I am currently in the BMW M3 Competition. Now I'll let you in on a little secret. I've actually never driven a BMW M3 before. I know. It's actually one of my favorite cars. It's kind of like one of those never meet your heroes kind of thing. You guys are experiencing me essentially meeting one of my heroes for the first time ever. The BMW M3 is such an iconic car since it first came out 35 years ago. So yes, here you are seeing me driving this for the first time. And for those of you who have already driven an M3 before, of which there might be countless viewers, you guys will know exactly what I'm experiencing for the first time. But there's probably some viewers out there who have never driven an M3 before, and so you guys are going to be seeing me drive this car for the very first time. Now that does put me at a bit of a disadvantage because I've not driven an M3 before, but I'm going to be reviewing this car as a car and not with rose tinted glasses because of the previous version M3. So this is the newest M3. Let's get all the facts and figures out of the way first. Before I do, there is a Aston Martin Valkyrie over there. Can you see that? That's brilliant. I hope I can get it on green on the camera. I can't, but oh, okay. There you are then. Anyway, let's get the facts and figures out of the way first. 510 brake horsepower, 0 to 62 miles per hour in around 3.9 seconds, which is about 0.3 seconds faster than the normal M3, and enough torque to just destroy any road that you're on. So as we go, we're at the wonderful Millbrook Proving Ground, one of my favorite places ever. We're currently going on the hill route. This hill route has been described as taking all the best A roads of the UK and weaving them all together in one sort of silky racetrack, and you don't have to worry about cars coming in the other direction. It's such a fun and enjoyable place, and this is where we are going to be testing this BMW M3. And so far, I mean, it's just pushing me up the hill almost as if there's Flintstones in the back of the car with a little hole at the bottom, just, you know, running away. This car, you know, just pushing from behind. And actually, I expected, I mean, I've got it in comfort mode at the moment. I expected this car to be a lot more of a firmer ride, but it's actually pretty comfortable. That's thanks to these bucket seats. And of course, it's got the 19-inch front alloys and 20-inch at the back, so that those 19-inch alloys at the front actually make a huge difference in terms of comfort. And apart from that, I mean, you've got this wonderful steering wheel with loads of carbon fiber bits everywhere. It's great to touch, it's great to use, but the interesting thing is I never feel like I'm in trouble, because no matter where I point the steering wheel, the car just goes there. It's almost like it does it telepathically. It just sends me where I want to go. And obviously, with it being BMW, it is one of the best in class. I can see why they call it the ultimate driving machine. When you slingshot it, oh nice. And that's in comfort mode. I've not even put it in sport yet. Other than that, I mean, I love all the little carbon bits around the car. This M gear stick. I mean, you can set loads of different modes. Like I say, I've still got it in comfort. You can get race mode and individual modes. But other than that, it is such a wonderful experience. I am being told that the gear changes aren't the same as the previous M3s because there was the dual clutch gearbox, and this has got a ZF 8-speed automatic. But like I say, I can't really feel any difference. I mean, I don't know what to compare it to, and this is just such an amazing experience as it is. There's virtually no lag, even though we've got, you know, turbocharged engine. But yeah, it is just so well put together. The steering, the input from your accelerator, the comfort in the seats, everything is just so well put together. And of course, you've got five. You can fit 5 people in here in total. So it's such a great car. I mean, it always has been the M3. It's just incredible. And now I've finally got to drive one at such an iconic place as well. There is one thing that I haven't yet mentioned, and you know exactly what that is. It's the front grille. And we'll get to that in a second. Right, before I talk about that front grille, actually, like I mentioned, I've still got it in comfort mode. So what I'm going to do now is put the car in sport mode. And there we go, the throttle is just so much more responsive. the car just wants to give you so much more revs, and I'm being halted up front by Vauxhall Corsa. I'm just going to create some distance with the... Oh, he's letting me pass. He's letting me pass. I'll just give him a little thank you. And here we go, sport mode at Millbrook. Even though this is just a rear-wheel drive car, it is still so planted, so much grip, so good to drive. There is going to be an X-Drive version of this car, and in fact there is also going to be an estate version, a wagon BMW M3. So I mean, clearly that will be an all-round car, won't it? So this is the grille that everybody's been talking about. Now it does look a bit controversial, but BMW do say that there's a purpose to this design, because this extra cooling is required for the S58 engine. It's the same engine that we saw on the BMW X3 M Competition. But what I personally feel is that the design team met up with the marketing team and they just went bold. They just went go hard or go home. And the only people that were left out were the sales team, because I imagine this is quite a difficult car to sell, although otherwise it's amazing. One thing I will tell you is that if you are looking for a car, usually they say get a car in launch specs or a sensible colour, but I think in this case, with the black grille and without the kidney grille surrounds, it's probably best to get this car in a darker colour. Although in this metallic grey colour, it does look quite good.
The only other thing that I will mention is that the BMW M3 is rather difficult to get out of.
Papers in the back flying about, but we don't care because we are having fun. Yeah, still going. We are in an M3 for the very first time, and yes, I know they say don't meet heroes, but this is perfect. This is exactly what I imagined this car to be, and I am so glad I've driven it. And yeah, all of those who haven't driven an M3, go out and drive an M3. Apart from the front grille, apart from the way it looks, everything else is spot on. It is exactly what you want from this car. It is what you dream of this car. It is absolutely amazing. Let's clip the apex. Oh no, we won't, because there's some gravel there. Violent. Look at that view. What is going on in the back? I think I've broken something. But it's okay, it's all my stuff. Oh, that's the gimbal. I love it. I love it. So good. Everything about this car just feels so satisfying. The steering wheel, the seats, the gear stick, which you don't really use. I mean, the flappy paddles. The flappy paddles, they've got this sort of almost like a braille at the back. It's just so nice to touch. Just so nice and premium feel to it.
So there we are then, my first drive in the BMW M3 competition. And what did I experience? Tons of character, tons of performance. The car is very much composed and very capable. Of course, it is a BMW. It is one of the best in class. It is the ultimate driving machine.